annual interest rate of 10%, which is compounded monthly. Find the effective rate of interest per year. It's a direct question. Plug in the value, and the formula is right over at the left bottom. When you substitute the R value here, the R value should be in decimals. Yeah, let's solve. They gave the R value as 10%. It means that 0.1 and M value is, they asked us to calculate the interest rate per year. Okay, it is 1 year, but they told us it is compounded monthly. So what we have to do, we have to convert the denominations into one particular unit. Okay, and it is 12 months. Find the effective rate of interest per year. There is a formula within the handbook when it is non-annual compounding, and when they ask you to find out the annual effective interest rate, then this is the formula. So in this case, in certain cases, when they give you 10% interest rate, and if they say compounded monthly, definitely it means that, so what do you say? The percentage what you're gonna get, the compounded percent what you're gonna get will be more than 10%, or will it be less than the 10%? Definitely more. Why? Because, so if it is $10 for the first month, after first month with the 10% increase, it is 10.1. And for the second month, the principal amount will be the interest and the principal. Am I correct? 10.1. And what you will do here? 10.1 into 1.1, right? And here it will be 10.1 into 1.1. Here it will be 10.1 into 1.1 whole square. This is just, I'm letting you know for your better understanding. It means that the rate of interest, or the amount of the overall amount, it's going to compound monthly, and it's going to add to the principal amount. And hence, than the actual percentage of interest, if you compound it monthly, it's going to be more. 10% is not the answer for sure. It could be one of these three options. If there is one other option which is less than 10, then you have to pick from the other two options. Okay, let's substitute it here. The annual effective interest rate, which is, R value is 0.1 and M value should be 12. It is not 1 year, it should be in the months. M equal to number of compounding periods per year. It's going to compound it monthly. So, and hence it is 12. Okay. If you calculate, you may get the value as 0.104, which is 10.4%. Okay. In the same question, if they ask you, or if they say that it was compounded once in 3 months, then your M value will be changing here accordingly. If they said compounded quarterly in a year, it means that once in 3 months. Since it is once in 3 months, how many times in a year? 4 times in a year, right? 4 times in a year. And for such kind of problem, the M value will be 4. Okay. And accordingly, the compounded rate of interest is gonna vary. All right. Let's move to the next question. This is most underrated concept in engineering economics, MACRS. No matter what, I don't want you to get surprised if you face this question. I don't want you to be puzzled if you see this question. Though you encounter this question, this is very easy. But the chances, or when we check the history, the MACRS concept was asked minimum. Okay. So a product with an initial cost of $60,000 and 7-year lifespan, having a salvage value of $6,000, using MACRS depreciation, find out the approximate book value at the end of 3 years. I got the table for you here in the next slide. This is the table. This is the table with MACRS. And what is the recovery period as per the question? It is 7-year lifespan. It means that the recovery period here is 7-year lifespan. And how many years it has to be? They asked us to find out the approximate book value at the end of 3 years. Yes, you're right. And hence we have to take first, second, and 3 years for 7-year recovery period with a recovery rate of these three values. Yep, let's take these 3 values over there. This is year 1, 2, and 3. And let's go from here. 14.29, 24.49, and 17.49. You can see the values, right? These 3 are the values which I am referring to. Why? Because 7 years recovery period, right? And hence we have to take this. Okay, 14.29, 24.49, 17.49. Did we take them right? Yep, they are right. And what we have to calculate is the depreciation value. So since that is a recovery thing, we have to multiply this thing with the initial cost, and then we will get the depreciation value. So also this thing with 60,000, also this thing with the 60,000. Okay, 14.29 into 16,000. I got it as 8547. The next one, 14,694. The latest one is 10,494. So altogether, it is the summation of the depreciation, right? If you sum up all these three values, you will get the depreciation value sum. And as per the handbook, go with the handbook and later on find out this formula where it is exactly in the handbook. It is finding out the book value. It means that initial cost minus depreciation. Okay. So since they asked us to find out book value as per the question, it is initial cost minus summation of depreciation. It's gonna be what's the initial cost as per the given question? It is 60,000, right? 60,000 minus what is the sum of the depreciation? 7, 4, 11, 4, 5, 3. And can we subtract the obtained summation of the depreciation value from the initial cost? So when you got this value, 33,735, right away, please don't go for the answer 32 or 35. Since we have to calculate the book value, we have to subtract that value from the initial cost, right? So what is the closest value or what is the accurate value? 26,265. So I believe the most closest value is 26,300. Am I correct? So I hope this is clear. Once again, I repeat, the max MACRS concept is most underrated within this subject. That no matter what, we are fortunate or unfortunate within the exam, be prepared. This is very easy concept. They may give you initial concept, initial cost. When they give you initial cost, multiply that with the factor, and then you will get in the depreciation value, sum of the depreciation value, subtract the sum of value from initial cost, you will get the book value. It is as easy it is. And we did a similar problem to this. So what they're asking in the question is a person is investing $5,000 each year for 20 years into mutual funds at an average interest rate of 12% per year. What is the approximate amount at the end of 20 years, including interest? So as per the given question, what is the data that was given here? It's investing $5,000 each year. Since it is each year, it means that it is repetitive. Am I correct? Since it is repetitive, we represent it by the letter A. And what is the amount? It's $5,000. What is the period of investment? 20 years. What is the average rate of interest? 12%. What they asked us to find out? They asked us to find out the approximate amount at the end of the 20 years, including interest. So it means the future value. Then how to calculate the future value when they give the A? It is this is the formula, right? Since this is 12%, we have to go for the table which is having a 12% interest rate, and we have to go with the n value as 20 years, and we can find the value for this thing. Okay, I'll take you through the table. Now, what is the n value? N value is 20 years. So, what's the value that we need to find from the formula? It is F by A. Am I correct? Since it is F by A, so go find out where is F by A for 20 years. This is the one, right? 72.0524. Okay. Now, it is A value, which is $5,000 into 72.0524. 0524, yeah. 05. 24. What is the approximate amount? 5735. So the approximate amount is somewhere around 360,000. Yeah. So let me calculate it. 5,000 into 72.0524, which gives the exact amount of dollars, 360,000.
360,262.
Why I repeated this problem is that sometimes they may go beyond the question what they ask. Okay, I will take you to the next question, and then you will come to understand why I put this question here. Okay, in this question, they are asking us to find out the approximate amount at the end of 20 years, including interest. And sometimes they may ask a question in such a way that he invested for 20 years of time with a repetitive amount. And what if he would like to withdraw after 30 years or 40 years, but he just did investment for 20 years? So basically, the kind of question what I said now, which is this thing.
Facing the challenge of the FE exam? Looking for a way to prepare smarter, not harder? Bhavanam's C2C has the answer. Introducing Bhavanam's C2C FE exam preparation program, designed for civil engineers aiming to pass the FE exam and excel in the USA. Wondering what sets us apart? Our expert team. Meet Mahendra, EIT and project manager, who knows the FE exam inside and out. K.N. Mathur, EIT and civil engineering master's graduate, and Chandravarthan, IIT postgraduate and top 422 GATE rank achiever. These experienced instructors have already helped hundreds succeed. Will you be next? In just 3 months, you will master all 14 essential subjects through live online classes held every evening from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. But that's not all. For each subject, sharpen your skills with 15 dedicated practice questions and follow up with quizzes containing 45 questions to solidify your understanding. Prepare like a pro with 3 full-length, 6-hour mock exams designed to mirror the final exam. Plus, receive personalized guidance through one-on-one sessions with our expert instructors to refine your strategy. We understand balancing work, life, and studies can be challenging. So we have got you covered with 1 year access to recorded sessions and replays of live classes to catch up anytime. Here's the game changer. While others charge over $1,000, we are offering everything for just $350. Want an even better deal? Contact the number below now to claim a flat $50 discount and get it all for only $300. Enjoy a 100% refund if you are not fully satisfied within the first week. No questions asked. Our live batches starts fresh every month on 15th. Don't miss your chance to join. Limited seats available. Contact the number below to secure your spot and get enrolled today.
Most probably you won't be asked these kind of questions. But just in case, I want you to be ready for even the worst kind of questions that you may encounter within the exam. All right? Okay, so this is that next level question. Once again, a person is investing $5,000 each year for 20 years into mutual funds at an average interest rate of 12% per year. What is the approximate amount after 30 years if he does not remove any money in between? So this says that whatever the investment is done, he doesn't remove a penny till 30 years. But what is the investment period? It is for 20 years and 5,000 each year. So we have to understand one thing here. It is a period of 20 years and it's going to be for next 10 years from there. Okay. And for the 20 years period, the investment is going to be in a repetitive mode. End of the 20 years, it reaches to a point. From there won't be any other extra investment. So after 20 years, at the end of 20 years, it will turn out as a present value, from where you have to calculate future value 10 years from then. So it got to be two different problems that we got to solve here. So since it is repetitive mode for the first 20 years, it will be the A value. And for the later on 10 years, it will be the P value, since we are considering that as a present value. Okay. Now let us see how we're going to put it. The A value here is 5,000 and F by A. Let's deal with the first fraction, f by a. So we don't know this, f by a, and I value is 12% and this is 20 years. Already we got the value of the first fraction from the previous problem. What is the value here? Somewhere around 360,000. So let's take the accurate figure, which is 360,262. So the value for this fraction, it's going to be 360,262. All right. So now this value, it will act as your p value, which means a present value at the end of 20 years. And what we got to do? Uh, if you closely follow the question, then we did a mistake. It is not sum of both. It should not be sum of both. As we are getting a final value end of the 20 years, from there we are considering that value as a present value, and we have to find out the future value for that. So it should not be sum. Even if you understand this thing now, why the plus has been eliminated, why the summation is not included, then it means that the job is piece of cake for you after your preparation. Okay. So yeah. So we got to find out f by p with a I value of 12 percentage, 10 years. Perfect. All right, then let's jump onto the table. Remember, we have to find out f by p with a I value of 12 percentage and 10 years. Right now, as a part of practice session, I am providing you the tables at your comfort zone so that you need not to search for it, but make yourself completely familiar with the handbook so that it will be easier for you during the exam. Need not to stumble at the exam if you practice well now. Okay. So what is the column? F by P, I value is 12 and N value is 10. What is the value? 1058. Yep, I can see it here. Isn't it? Now we got this value and we have to substitute this value here. 360,262 with 3.1058. What is the closest value? So everybody got the same answer? Okay. Now let us get the real-time case, or I will like to explain this thing as example that what if we invest? Okay. So generally we people hear the concept of SIP, monthly SIP, which is called as systematic investment plan. The guys who are investing into mutual funds, they probably encountered with this thing, systematic investment plan. It means that every month you may go with certain fixed amount for a certain date. After so and so years with a CAGR, it means that cumulative annual growth rate. The same concept like here. If it is a compound interest, it means the same cumulative annual growth rate. If you do that, your amount will be more in number after a certain period. That is what Warren Buffett says. He says that the principle of compounding is like the eighth wonder of the world. If you understand the concept of compounding, then it is very easy to earn money in a long period, not in a short term, but in a long period, it's going to be a real time benefit for you as well. Okay, now let us consider the same example as per the question. You will figure out the numbers or the difference between the numbers. Since it is 5,000 years, I mean 5,000 per year and 20 years, what is the overall investment? 5 to the 10 and 4 zeros. Am I correct? So it means that $100,000 he is investing for 20 years. And after 30 years, the amount is, so see, one digit got increased almost 10 times. Am I correct? So that is how the concept of compounding benefits you if you invest on a thing with consistency. And this is going to help us in our real time too if we're going to invest, if we choose a good mutual fund. And that is how this benefits you. So yeah, if you got a good knowledge about economics, then definitely you can go for that. Choose the best thing and you can invest on it. And same thing, though you get certain amount, this even though this is your overall amount, you won't be given the entire amount. There will be some sort of tax leverages too, or some tax deductions too. So okay, this is the continuation for that thing. If you are allowed for a tax deduction of 22% on the overall amount, then what is the amount? That's the question means. This is an add-on question to the previous problem. Let me read out the question for you. It says that a person is investing $5,000 each year for 20 years into mutual funds at an average interest rate of 12% per year. What is the approximate withdrawal amount at the end of 30 years with continued interest and with a tax reduction of 22%? You got it, right? So in this case, what we have to do, we have to solve the first question, which is this thing. Why? Because if we solve this question, then you will get the approximate amount or the amount at the end of 20 years. And when you solve this question, you will get the approximate amount at the end of 30 years in total. And from here, you have to apply tax deduction of 22%. Now let us take the value from the previous question. It is 1,118,000, right? So now our our amount is 1,118,000. Now after a tax deduction of 22%, what is the amount left out? Option A, 100 minus 22 is 78 percentage, and 78 percentage you converted that into decimals, and the decimal value you multiplied with the amount what you applied. Am I correct? Yeah. And after some tax deduction, he's getting 872,000. And what was the base amount what he invested? 100,000. So that is 8 times of the amount that he invested on yearly basis, and he's getting 872,000. So that's overall completely about engineering economics.